Hey there, long time no see. This is Terry Jakimiak. I'm the digital painter, and I'm finally returning to making videos. And there's a lot of reasons why I've been away, but we'll get to that in a later video. Today, I want to talk about a tool that I've actually been using as I've created my art, and it's called the TourBox Neo. So before I go into how I use TourBox, I wanted to show you a little bit, show you the product itself. A couple of things, disclaimers here. First, I was given this to test out, but when I am given things to test out, I verify that I can talk about the products with my own opinion, meaning that they have not told me to tell specific things. These are my honest feedback regarding this. I would do that with anything from my Wacom to this, to any of the other tools, my art tools and art supplies that I would use, because I don't feel as a reviewer that I should be a marketer necessarily for the product. Even if I do like it, it is marketing, but it is my personal opinion. So understand that. All right, so we look at the website and it gives us a little information about it. And you'll see here, it can be used for image editing, painting, audio editing. You can check out their website. It's tourboxtech.com. I'll put that in the information down below. It is a great companion for a drawing tablet, and that's actually some of the stuff I'm going to show you here in just a little bit. This is not going to be a complete video. This is going to be kind of a beginner's video. I'm going to be doing more videos on how I use it as I continue to move forward. All right. So you can feel free to check out the website. Lots of good information, pictures, lots of pictures, big fan of pictures. So let's actually take a look at the device. So here is my device. Now, it has been used mildly, as you can see. I haven't had it very long, but I've had it long enough to be able to play with it in Photoshop and Lightroom. Those have been the two that I've been using specifically, though I'll probably get a bit more into using it for After Effects and Adobe editing as I get closer to my school semester. And you can see lots of knobs, lots of buttons, up and down here, here, here. All of these, good tactile feel to them. Right now they're not doing anything because I don't have a program. There's also a side button. Connects via USB in the back. One of the things that I don't like about this is the texture and feel of it. It feels not rubbery, but has a slight, it's not smooth. And so there's a little bit of texture, which I'm a little worried. We'll have to see how that holds up, especially with dramatic use. The more you use it, the more these types of coverings can sometimes fade away. But we'll have to, that's something I can't review right now, and we'll have to wait a little bit. But it's compact. So one of the things I'll show you, right? So if I put it down, I'm going to move my keyboard back a little bit. My hand covers the entire thing. So it's very easy for me, and I use it with my left hand because I'm using a mouse or a drawing tool with my right hand. Very easy for me to move around and adjust things and figure out how all of this works. And all of this then goes into the TourBox controller. And this allows you to set up all of these keys however you want it. So for example, if you wanted to adjust the dial, you just go up to the dial, and we see here the dial for Photoshop adjusts whatever selected parameter is up. And I don't have because the dial is pressable, that's not set right now. And you can see there's even more. If you click this, there's combo keys that you're able to do as well. So you can set it up however you want, which is really lovely. And it can be specific to different programs. So for example, Lightroom has different settings. Premiere Edit, Premiere Color. You can create a whole new preset. Those are just the 4 that are set in there. You can also get some customized presets. So if I jump over to here, you'll see there's a lot more. Affinity Photo. For those of you that use the Affinity series, you've got Vegas, you've got Chrome, PowerPoint, After Effects. So if I click the After Effects, now these are by specific users. You can download them and then import them into the TourBox Tech program on your computer. So you can see how this could really become multi-purpose. When I was working before on the Wacom, the Cintiq that I use, there's buttons on the side and some scroll wheels and things like that. They're okay, but I always felt like it didn't feel a part of my system. But when I started using this, it really did start to feel like it was part of my system. Like, part of it is there's muscle memory. You have to start to get used to where the buttons are, what they do, etc. But once that takes, it becomes real nice to use. All right. Well, let's go ahead and actually see it in action now. How's that sound? Now, as we go through this, I want to remind you, this is just a quick introduction. We'll be doing a longer video, probably doing some tutorials on how to use different aspects of the TourBox as we move further along. But I just wanted to kind of show you some of the things that it can do. So let me bring up a brush, and we're going to see what some of the settings are. I have, for example, off to the right of me, which is not in the screen, you guys can't see, but I have my little TourBox console running, and so that way I can kind of see and get used to some of the tools. But let's grab a brush. Let's just grab, for example, we're just going to grab this Kyle's Real Oils brush. We'll grab a color. Let's actually go with, there we go. All right. So one of the first things that I love about it is my ability to increase and decrease the brush size very quickly. And as you can see on my hand here, it's this knob right here. And so as I spin, and it's all real time, right? There's no delay. I can bring it down really little, then real quick, boom, 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 boom. All right. We also have the ability to scroll in and out, and that's for Photoshop the way it's set right now, which is right here. And if we just press it, it automatically fits it on the screen. Now, some of mine's hidden underneath here, right? So if we'll do this, boom. So, for those of us that might come in, do a little up close work, let's grab a different color, a little bit of blend. And one of the things that you'll see me do is, you can see right there, this is one of the tools that I learned early on. I love color picking. And it makes the color picking process so much faster. As I sit here and I blend these colors. Pull that out there a little bit. And then it pops me right back out. Some of the other ones that this is set up for is the Prime 4 section, which is this button here, the side button here, the tall button, and the short button. That's called the Prime 4. So our side button is Control, Shift is our top, Alt, and Space. So if I hold Space, well, I'm not zoomed in. There we go. So if I hold Space, I can move around real quick. And then if I want to pop it back out, boom, maybe zoom back in, move around. Okay. Shift, like I said, is this top one here, which I don't have it doing anything right now. Alt is my color picker, and Control is my movement as well. If I have something grabbed and it's telling me I could not move the layer because it's locked, because it's the background layer. So let me clear that. Some of the other buttons here, this area here is called the Kit section. And for example, up is Erase. So if I click it, it jumps right over to Erase. Okay. You'll see my Erase has a bit of a color to it. We've got our Stamp tool is down, Healing tool left, Brush tools is right. So I just switched back to my brush. And now we're back. And so if you look at some of the other things, there's originally set up. So for example, if you use the side button and the top button, I've switched over to my marquee tool. If I do side bottom, it's my lasso tool, which is great because then I can use my alt button and start to clean it up. All right. There is quick selection, wand tools, crop tools, and then we've got our step backward. Now, my one problem that I found with step backwards is it just goes one step. So as you can see up in edit right, you've got your undo lasso, Control Z. I'm eventually going to probably switch to Alt Control Z, which allows me to go further back than just one. You can step forward. And so all of these are pre-programmed for the Photoshop setup. And what it does is it just speeds up the process of working, right? Any artist knows that if you could speed up what you're doing, you can get more done. You can become more efficient. And for those of us that freelance, it allows us to obviously make more money because it allows us to move faster. So I'm going to deselect. Now, again, this is not for everybody. Not everybody's going to like this. I found that I do like it, although I've looked at other ones in the past, but they tended to be a bit more expensive than what I could afford. This one is more affordable, which I think is important. So we're just going to grab our pencil tool. We're going to zoom out, make sure we're on black. We're just going to... So this is one of those ones where I wish I could undo more. Actually, you know what? While we're sitting here, let's see how simple it is to change it. So it is set to Alt Control Z, but it is not. Oh, it should just be Control Z. That's why. So we'll unclick the Alt, click OK. So now what we should have, so if I come in here, whoops, we'll come back. Good. Not my most circle of circles, but it's fine. So let's switch to eraser, if we remember. There we go. That was a quick switch without having to go over to the side. And then switching right back to the brush tool is this one. Just playing a little bit. So I'm never having to go to the sidebar, which is actually kind of nice. And so we've managed to get a rough sketch in no time at all. And so it really is a nice tool that speeds up your process. All right. So you've seen a little bit about it now. You've seen how I use it, showed you some of the controls, what the product itself looks like, how to adjust some of the settings. So let me give you my initial reactions. My initial reaction is that I think it can be super useful for what I do. And a lot of what I do is rendering type stuff for theatrical production. This includes working on paint elevations and creating renderings for productions. But I also do my own hobby drawing, create things like emotes for Twitch, that sort of thing. Can it be helpful for me? Yes. Will it speed up my workflow? Eventually, yes. There is going to be a learning curve for me. I am not used to having something that is not, a keyboard under my left hand. And so I think that with time, as I begin to understand further how the tool can be useful, I think it's going to speed up my work process. It's going to allow me to create more art more efficiently, and my quality is going to be building, because the more you do art, the better your quality increases. A couple of things I don't like. I don't like the texture feel on the outside. I worry a little bit about, is that going to start peeling off? That's a long-term thing. We won't know soon. I'm not sure yet how I feel about the size. It fits within my hand. That's nice. But is it too small? And the button on the left-hand side really is kind of a pinky or a ring finger button. Am I going to be able to get comfortable with that? All the other buttons and knobs right on top, very easy to use. I don't know. These are questions that, I'm not really going to have answers to until I finish my process of using it over and over again and becoming comfortable. Now, if you are interested in it, I do have, this is an affiliate link, okay? And you can use it. There are your ability to get the piece. It is, TourBox is not super expensive, which is actually one of the reasons that I like the product. A lot of times something like this is going to run you in the $500 to $600 range, and the TourBox Neo right now is only running $169. Look, if you don't have the money, don't get it. But if you are looking for a way to kind of improve your art, and you have some disposable income, or you have some business income to purchase equipment, this could be something that you might really enjoy. All right. Well, I'm glad to be back. It is nice to be doing videos again. Hit the subscribe button. We'll talk more. I'm going to be doing more videos on this and more art videos moving forward. So until next time, take care.